Hey everyone, so I wanted to do a video today. I don't really have any particular thought in mind of what I want to do. I think I'm going to do let's do what do you need to know, and let's not get technical about that because you really don't need to know anything. In truth, you don't need to know anything. However, it's just nice to see things that are verified back to you, to confirm that you're on the right path, or maybe if you're indecisive about something, or, you know, just maybe there's a message here that you need to hear at some point, and this is the way it's getting delivered to you. Who knows? So let's do a card for each pile. I'm gonna do a set, so we'll do this set and then do here. Okay, so we're gonna do it like this. Pile number, let's move it a little over this way so you can see the entire, sort of the entire pile. So this is 1, 2, and 3. Okay. All right. Pile number 1, what do you need to know? I'm feeling clarity, like clarity in thought. So clear mind, safe. I'm hearing like a safe mind, a safe zone. So if you... Okay, the message that I'm getting is an encouragement for you to find somewhere that feels safe and quiet in order for you to disengage from the world. So again, if this is a meditative practice, if you guys are interested, and if you've ever done float tanks, those are really good. The zero gravity. It just feels like you're going to be heading in that direction for the majority of you. You're already going to naturally be doing that soon. But for others of you, that's the suggestion, is to find ways to do that. Why? Divine ecstasy. Because you're connecting with your soulmate. You're connecting to your spirit family, like in spirit, those that are in spirit, and you're connecting to other people's energy. And so this is obviously going to be an intuitive group that I'm talking to right now. You guys are intuitive people. And this ring, the way it's being presented to me is a magnifying glass or a looking glass, and they're looking at you. So there's this warning that where you've been prior to watching this video is in a space where you weren't grounded. You're kind of getting caught up in the tides of other people's emotions, or things that are happening around, you know, like worldly events. And so you weren't taking into account the strength of who you are without all of these like stimuli. You know what I'm saying? So basically, you either came to this conclusion already, or you're coming to this conclusion that other people's opinions, other people's thoughts, things that are happening around the world, just everything in life, like that doesn't have to have an effect on you, right? Like you can find peace within yourself and grounded within yourself, and all of these other external circumstances, you choose how that affects you and how you're going to act or react to those things. And so it feels like what was looking at you is a psychic attack in some ways. So this is either like people intentionally trying to get at you, like trying to get you carried up in their own problems or drama, or if it's some sort of, like, we'll say something in the world that's actually like intentionally trying to get a rise out of people, and you somehow fell victim to that. And so now you're going to create a healthy space for you to separate yourself from those thoughts and feelings and emotions. It's breaking chains from all of that and creating peace in your life. There's something about your voice as well, like you speaking up about how you truly feel. Like once you decide your stance on things, you speaking up is going to, it's going to be coming from like a higher source, a higher power. So the things that you're guided towards saying or doing after this meditative time is really going to be guided by spirit. Expanded Sri Yantra and insight. Yeah. It's a deep, powerful, healing, and transformative message coming through for you, because it's all of this internal clutter that's kind of been slowing you. It has in a way been slowing you down, but I don't think that like it's, I don't feel like it's gone to waste. Because what this is teaching you is recognizing your inner voice like more sharply than you have before. And like the lotus flower, you know, they grow in really muddy conditions, and they, to me, I think even spiritually speaking, like the lotus is like a spiritual evolvement. But what I'm envisioning is how, again, that repetition of the clutter, so like the mud, and here comes you expanding out from that and grabbing the nutrients, you know, and benefiting from that, because you're able to determine why you're reacting certain ways, or why you're hearing certain things or feeling a certain way, right? Like that's not necessarily your feelings or your emotions. You're picking up from someone else. you're finding your true self even deeper. Okay, so let's see. And I'm also seeing here highlighted, I don't know which chakra this is. It feels very like that's kind of like red though, right? It's like fiery right here, like your sacral chakra. But it feels very rooted. It feels extremely rooted to, it's like that connection of your spirit to your worldly thoughts and human thoughts. So we have Four of Wands, Eight of Pentacles, reverse, Seven Swords reversed. The message I'm getting here is, to me, it's a message to me saying don't forget to remind you guys of what I said at the beginning about your soulmate and you connecting to people in spirit and your soulmate. And how you're working in union with them. You're working in union to disintegrate negative thought patterns and like relationships. Like if it is karmic relationships in the sense that it's the way that you perceive certain relationships in your life, or like how you handle, like interpersonal relationships. It's a changing of the way that you interact with people, and that's clearing up a lot of karma, and you're both doing that. It's, for some of you it is together, but a lot of you it's separate. You're separately doing this, and it just feels like you guys are on very similar paths, but separate, right? Like they're reflecting you in the same kind of work that you're doing, inner work that you're doing. And it feels like you guys are being rewarded. You're being rewarded by being granted more like psychic access to one another, like a psychic connection, a deepening of a connection together on a psychic level. And it's deepening your commitment to one another in the spiritual side sense of things. So that's what I see for you guys. And thank you so much. I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Hey there, pile number 2. So what is it that you need to know? I think someone's going to be coming into your life within the next few months or weeks. For some of you, close to a couple weeks. Could even be as soon as days for a few of you. It could be someone returning from your past, because I feel a connection to the past. It could also be reminiscent of someone of the past. And the word that I'm hearing is heaven sent. Like if they feel heaven sent, like whether they're helping you out, whether it's someone that you're going to be, deepening a relationship with or a friendship, whether it's just something that they say to you, whatever it is, it's going to feel heaven sent. Okay. Collective unconscious. I'm hearing that especially with this clock in the back, it's saying like it's time for you to understand why things happen the way that they have in your life leading up until now. You know, you've had a certain perspective on things, and it feels very energizing. Like this pile feels very energized and energetic. So you've had a certain way of viewing things, right? And at that time, it feels as if that's the way that a lot of people have been thinking, or at least like a lot of people surrounding you. And there's this sudden realization that you're having, whether this is brought from another person or if this is happening within yourself. Again, this feels facilitated by another person where they're kind of pushing you to... It feels rushed. It's like they're saying like, you need to hurry up and look at things in a different way, because this is going to help you in some sort of way. So it's like you've had all this time to master your life or your perception of things, you know, or even if this is like, it could be work related for some of you. It feels, I don't know what else it could be if it's not work related other than just like general life stuff. It doesn't feel romantic to me. It doesn't feel like a change in your perception of the way that you like handle other people or relationships. It's something about the way that you perceive life. And I did notice 15 and, well, it's 50, but it looks like 30 to me. So 15 and 30 might be important numbers for you guys. But it feels like it's time to get to work, right? Or like, let's say that you have like a certain passion or creative pursuits that you've been thinking about for a long time, and they're saying like, now's the time that you need to go ahead and pursue it, right? You don't have a lot of time left and whatever, or like you've been thinking about it for a long time. Just like start doing it. Get to work on it, right? Look at things from a different angle and just try, because it's reframing your mind into looking at things in a different way, and also realizing that time is of the essence. So very significant thing about time. We have Starry Dreams verse Soul Song. So whatever this is, again, with this being reversed and I see this all knotted up, that's how I feel things have been up until sometime around here. Is you've been thinking and planning and living life a certain way, right? And dreaming of something separate, like something different, or a change of pace, or a change of plans, change of residence, change of job, all of this. And now you're realizing like this with the soul song is like, this is my calling, this is my time, this is my opportunity, and someone is going to come through and facilitate this for you. So whether they're helping you out or they're just saying like, hey, like let's get going on this. It's time. You know, why are you waiting around forever for this? You know, like, you have everything available to you to do it. So just go ahead and get started. If you have any problems or concerns, you can learn on the way. So that's what I'm saying here. We have the King of Wands, High Priestess, yeah, yep. I feel this is the storyline of you guys, where you've had this thought, you've had this plan, or maybe even had a vision, right? A vision of your future, a vision of like what you wanted in life, or you had a vision board that you've been committing all of your thoughts to. And you've held yourself back in some way. Like, I feel like this is more of an internal struggle where you thought, well, maybe I'm not ready enough, or maybe I tried and, you know, I didn't have enough stamina to get myself through completely changing, or, you know, I started and I never completed it. I went backwards, you know, all kinds of different things. And so you're gaining a new perspective. We even have the Hanged Man here, and it's in reverse. And I feel like this is where you've been, right? With the same thing as this, where it's like, and well, all of this, basically everything that I'm saying, where it's like, I didn't want to change a certain part of the way that I was doing things. Like, I thought that I could just continue to do it in this certain way or certain plan. But now I'm realizing, and it's through fate. Like, this is a fated connection that's coming in for you, or fated communication that's coming through for you. Because this is really going to energize you into saying, all right, you know what? What do I have to lose? Let me just try something different this time and give it a shot and give it my all. And I don't have to give myself another excuse of why I should wait. So that's what I see. I'm thinking there's another message in here. It kind of feels like people around you might see this drastic change, and I think there's some concern for some of you guys that it's going to upset other people. It might intimidate other people, or you're gonna have to sever some relationships, or there's also a fear. It's kind of like sinking in the water, you know, like in the Temperance. Well, it's a tiny card, so but in the Temperance, there's a stream of water at the bottom, and so an image that I'm getting is someone drowning in the water. Like they're trying to swim against the current, and they're not getting anywhere. And so to me, that's a representation of how your fear is working against you. You have potentially fearful thoughts of what could be. And so fate is coming in to push you. It's kind of like the Fool card where he's on the edge of the cliff. And fate's going to come in and push you off the cliff and be like, hey, just go for it. Just try. And you'll realize instead of swimming against the current, you can swim with it, and you'll get to your destination a lot quicker. Just because you can see, it's like seeing a building in the distance, right? So you jump in the water to swim towards it, and you can't get there, right? You can't get towards it because it's going against the current. So then you just kind of get tired and you give up and you like float on your back, and turns out that water, that stream, loops all the way around right to the building. So if you would just kind of go with it, go with the flow, you would realize that it's actually leading you exactly where you want to be. So that's what I see for you guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Hey, pile number 3. So this is going to be what you need to know. I'm feeling an overwhelming feeling. For some of you, it's like a sad overwhelming, like wondering why. Like, why did this happen? Or why did they say that? Or it's like, why? And also a fear of like, I'm afraid to know why. Like, I'm kind of it's like, I want to know in a way. Like, it's more of like, I don't even want to know why. Even though that's my initial instinct is to say why. I just want the bad feeling to end. Like, I don't want to hurt anymore. I want answers of like knowing that things are going to be okay. So we have conviction. Like, you're very strong. That's what I'm hearing, is like you're very strong, and it's very important for you to speak your truth. It's very important for you to stand true. I was going to say stay true to who you are, but I'm hearing stand true to who you are. It's very important that you recognize like your strengths and your failures. Like, you have to be absolutely authentic and truthful with yourself, because it's so important that you're clear with other people in your life, and you're clear, and by being clear with other people means that you're being clear with yourself and you're being honest with yourself. And that's going to, I'm hearing like it's going to lead you to the answers that you're looking for. Like, you're right on the cusp of understanding things. You're right on the cusp of having those answers. And I see the harvest in the back, and I see the clouds. And the clouds, to me, indicate that this is either before the sunset or after or before a storm. And all of those indicate to me that while things may seem gloomy or ominous, because, you know, during the dark, it's kind of like, if you aren't aware that the sun rises again, that's very intimidating, right? Or if a storm is on the horizon, then you're kind of concerned of what that means, right? Like, you're kind of concerned, how severe can it become? And if it's after, it's kind of this fear of if it ruined your crops. So all of these concerns, I feel, are getting in the way. They're not helping you at all, because the truth for you is that the nightfall, like, it was all beneficial. The nightfall drops the temperatures enough for harvest to become ready. The flush of rain came through in order to give it a quick boost in nutrients before it's ready to harvest, because I feel like you're right there. You're right there, ready to harvest all of your hard work. So if you were feeling any sort of concerns or questions about something that's been going on in your life, and like kind of avoidant in a way, like avoidant of the truth, it's like fear, because you're fearful of what it might be. The truth is a lot better than you're allowing it to be. If you get what I'm saying? Like, best case scenario is probably what is really going on. You know, you're in some ways letting fear creep in and concern creep in where it doesn't need to be. Try and keep a more positive outlook on things, because that's really where the answers are. That's really what's going on here. And I think you really do know that. But, I mean, we're only human. So if we don't, I don't know, sometimes you just have to have faith. You just have to have faith. And realistically look at how much work you put into certain things, and that there will be a payoff for that. And it's actually right here, right now. You're just not seeing it. You're not seeing it right now. So we have Merkaba, authentic truth. This is probably, for a lot of you, is like someone speaking their truth to you. that's the strongest message that I'm getting, is someone speaking their truth to you. So if you're concerned about how someone feels about you, or where like maybe something in your life is gonna head, you know, or like if you've like applied for a job and you're waiting to hear back, like anything where someone has to communicate to you their truth. I'm hearing, or I'm seeing that you have no reason to doubt yourself or doubt your abilities, or just even like you don't even have to doubt or place insecurities upon yourself. You know, I feel like it's not fair to you to do that. It's not fair for you to make things, what I'm hearing is like make stories up about yourself. It's like you're possibly telling yourself negative stories about yourself that don't need to be there, that don't need to be said, because it's not true. Maybe you picked it up from somewhere else, or you've just kind of created that kind of narrative in your mind, and that doesn't need to be there. Because you're a lot more capable and you're a lot further along than you believe that you are. And again, this harvest is right here. I'm not sure. This kind of feels like it should be right side up, honestly. So I'm going to put that right there. Because we have a lot of reversals here. So we have the Queen of Pentacles, King of Wands. If it, honestly, the biggest message is about another person is what I feel. Like how they feel towards you, or you. Okay, let me just get it out. It's kind of hard for me to get it out. Like the way that someone's reacting to you doesn't reflect their inner truth of how they actually feel. And I think that's caused confusion in you or conflict in you. And again, I mean, this could be something that's not a person, right? Like if it's a job and you didn't get accepted and it's like, was I not enough? Was I not qualified? What's going on? I thought I was perfect. And you can be perfect for a situation or for a job and not be picked for it, right? Like there's something better for you along the line. And it's right here. You're not seeing that it's right here. And if this is a relationship or like a person and they're acting one way, but it felt like another way, the message that I'm getting is that there's a reason why. Like there's something that is not working within themselves and possibly within the relationship in the tangible way. Like there's something not working out, whether it's like finances, not having enough resources, insecurities because of that, all of this compiled, that now's not the proper time for things to happen, but that doesn't negate the fact that what you feel is valid and what you perceive is valid as well, right? Like it could possibly also be that they're not ready to fully express or accept the way that things are. It might be a lot for them to handle. And so for you, the best course of action for you is to really be honest with yourself. And that means realizing that any negative thinking, like to dissolve that negative thinking, like you have to be realistic with yourself, you know, and in those ways it's also appreciating and honoring yourself. for who you truly are and where you're at right now in your life, because that's going to help heal whatever's going on right now, and it's going to help you realize that, I'm hearing like it's not as bad as it seems. Like, it's really not. It's really, really not. It would be like, this is a really trivial example, but it would be like if you texted someone and they didn't respond to you for like 3 hours, and that text that you sent them was like you expressing your feelings for them, and you're like, oh my gosh, like they completely are gonna ghost me now or something. Like, you have this negative thinking pattern, and it turns out that, you know, they were just at work or something and they respond, you know, that kind of thing. For some of you guys, of course, it's going to be a lot more serious than that. But find the truth. And I didn't realize this had come out, so we'll read this. It says, be happy. It's one way of being wise. So, again, the biggest thing is, like, try not to worry. Don't send yourself off into some sort of spiral type of thinking. Really, really, really see this for what it is. You know, like, be honest with yourself. It's the biggest thing, okay? Hope this is making sense. But that's what I got for you guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.